And welcome back to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Cerrone and Tom Crane, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's about 5 o'clock West Coast time, so it's happy hour. Everybody, last hour to be drinking, at least for cheap prices. And whereas everyone on the East Coast, including Tommy, is wasted. So,
full price also.
Full price wasted, though. Full price wasted now. So, NBA playoffs, of course, our next topic of conversation. In the East, of the teams, again, that 1-8 matchup is really good. Boston, Chicago. Obviously, we talked about the storyline of Isaiah Thomas and how we feel about that, but he's playing really well, feeding off the energy of the Boston Garden's giving him, as well as his teammates throughout his situation. For Chicago, Rajon Rondo is not playing in this series with a thumb injury, so the series is now tied at 2, game number 5 in Boston. Tonight, you can catch it in about the next 30 minutes live on TNT. The 2-7 matchup, Cleveland, Indiana, sweep. Final for Cleveland, winning 4-0. Not surprised there. LeBron and the Cavaliers are focused on trying to get back to the finals for a 3rd straight season, and LeBron's, I believe, 6th straight finals. That's pretty impressive. The 3-6 matchup right now, Toronto leads Milwaukee 3-2 in what's been a very athletic and talented series, although on Monday, it was 118-93 Toronto, and so they're going Game 6 back to Milwaukee again. It should be pretty good for this. I'm thinking Game 7 comes out, and I've picked Milwaukee still. I still like Milwaukee's chances to force a Game 7 at the very least. So right now, game number 5 between the 4 and 5 matchup, Washington and Atlanta. Washington's leading 83-79. You can catch that right now on TNT. Pivotal Game 5 for sure. Obviously, you want Washington to, again, it seemed like a dull series, and it has been for the most part. Not a lot of exciting, not a lot of excitement has come out of this series. So, for me, either or, they're going to get bounced by whoever, I think, by Boston in the next round, at least in my opinion. Moving on to the West, out here, the Portland Trail Blazers took on the Golden State Warriors, and it was a great game on Saturday night, game number 3. But Golden State, man, even without Durant, they just know how to win and win big as they've swept the Blazers and move on to the next round, awaiting the likely opponent between the LA Clippers and the Utah Jazz, which right now seems to be the Jazz. They're leading 3-2. San Antonio and Memphis, the Spurs lead 3-2. Game 6 is tomorrow night in Memphis. Catch that 9:30 Eastern on TNT. This series has been back and forth, and Memphis had to go to overtime to beat the Spurs, but the Spurs won in game number 4 and game 5. San Antonio coming back 116-103. Even without Tony Allen, it's just been a really good series. Kawhi needs to step up for the Spurs, and of course Marc Gasol for the Grizzlies in order to pull off an upset. In the 3-6 matchup, we thought this was going to be very exciting, but it ended a little bit quicker, in my opinion, than I thought. Houston winning 4-1 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Look, the Thunder are a great team, and again, for them to make the playoffs in the West with what they have, I think was very impressive. A lot of it, of course, resting on the shoulders of Russell Westbrook, but overall, it's just too much firepower from Houston as they look to take on the winner between Memphis and San Antonio. And then finally, the 4-5 matchup, a series I thought could go 7 games. But right now, again, as I mentioned earlier, the Jazz leading 3-2, winning 96-92, game number 5 in LA on yesterday. It was a good game. And then Friday night's game number 6 in Utah, which is very, very difficult to win. LA has won a game in there, game number 3, but it's tough to win 2 in that series in Utah, and I don't know if the LA Clippers have enough, considering considering another injury to Blake Griffin is going to hinder them down the stretch. And for the Utah Jazz, they've just been really good. Whether it's Rudy Gobert or Joe Johnson taking the late shots, that team's just no pressure. They'll play well. So, Tommy, again, going through these playoff series, what surprised you? What, of course, did you expect? What do you expect from other matchups moving forward in the NBA playoffs?
Well, Cleveland Browns, I'm mixing up my teams. Okay, Cleveland Cavaliers.
It's okay.
There was no doubt about it that they were going to sweep or win, for that matter. Sweep was just cherry on top, but that was an easy win right there, especially with LeBron James. He's perfect in the first round, and he's going to stay perfect until he retires. The one, surprising one was the Celtics and Bulls. I actually thought the Celtics were going to go 4-2, or even 5 I'm really bad with my math right now. All I expected was the Bulls to bow out by now, but fortunately they did not. The Celtics are having a little bit of trouble, and I think it is because Rajon Rondo is sitting. I think there were too many superstars in that city. I think it needs to be at least just two. Jimmy Butler and Dwayne Wade are both complementing each other and have been this entire playoff match. Another surprising one, as you said, was the Utah Jazz and the Clippers. It's amazing that the Jazz have stayed in this long and are now leading 3-2. So I can't wait to see if they actually surpass the Clippers and move on to the next round. Other than that, Spurs, Grizzlies, Spurs, I expect them to win. Rockets beating Thunder. It was a little bit tough when they were lost one game, but the Rockets bounced back and have... I don't think they'll make it past the second round, but they did well against the Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Rockets look good. I'm not surprised there. Again, the matchups are hard to predict because you never know what X factors can come in. Of course, with the Clippers, you didn't know Blake was going to be out for the series, in which again hurts them on the inside, and with a tough inside in Derek Favors and Rudy Gobert for the Jazz. On the other side, with Boston and Chicago, I thought it would be a pretty easy sweep. But Chicago's not your typical 8 seed, where again you have stars like Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, Rajon Rondo, where they're motivated. And again, this Boston team, they are a number 1 seed, but besides Isaiah Thomas, they have a lot of pieces that can play well. Of course, Al Horford as well, but I feel like they don't. I mean, Isaiah Thomas is a great player. This is not me knocking him in any way. They just don't have a guy that, if they're gonna need to take the last shot, take over. He's a great player. I just don't know that he's that guy. You know what I mean? It's just he's not that. He doesn't have that instinct. But who knows? He's played very well, and considering the circumstances right now, he's playing as well as he can. So again, this is not me knocking him. This is just based off strictly a sports perspective. Cleveland, of course, you're not surprised. Them stepping up and playing well in the playoffs. That's what they're going to do. Toronto, Milwaukee. You expect Milwaukee at least to force a Game 7, at least in my opinion. Wizards, Atlanta. Again, it doesn't matter. Whoever wins this series is not going to go on to the NBA Finals, or not going to even go to the Eastern Conference Finals. One of these two teams is going to get bounced in the second round. Golden State. Surprised? No. They're same as the Cavs. They're on a mission to get back to the finals again. San Antonio, I expect them to close it out in Memphis. So we'll see what happens there. Houston, no surprise, and we already talked about the Jazz. So we'll take a short break. When we come back, Tommy, you got baseball coming up here. Another week in baseball. I don't. Give me a preview heading in. What's
preview is pretty much that one player has already hit 11 home runs in April, which is not a milestone, but it's pretty impressive because he's on the journey to make 81 home runs this season, which won't happen, but we'll see what happens.
Ooh, there you go. Perfect. Hottest take we've ever had for baseball. 11 home runs. Who is it after the break? Coming over, Kygo, Dylan Francis on the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Stone and Tom Crane on Spreaker Radio.
Is it alright if I come round? Is it too late if I come now? Would you stay up to figure this out some way? If I stay here, would you come back? If I stay cool, would you be mad? Would you want me if I want you that way? Cause all I can think about is coming over, coming over. All I can think about is coming over, coming over. All I can think about is coming over, coming over, coming over. Isn't it strange? About Isn't it strange? This Isn't it strange? Isn't it strange? This Isn't it strange that every time I look at your name, I'm suddenly high. For you to feel the same, I would do almost anything. I'd give away this, give away that. All of my shoes and all of my hats. All I need's you and a bit of music. Cause all I can think about is coming over, coming over. All I can think about is coming over, coming over. All I can think about is coming over, coming over, coming over. Isn't it strange?